What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one. I know I always say that, but that's because every video is a fun one. Spring is pretty much here. I mean, what month is it? Yeah, it's April. Okay, it's April. It's spring, I would say, officially. I'm sure a lot of you guys could probably feel me on this, but whenever a new season comes around, it sort of feels like a giant reset button has been hit. And I oftentimes like to completely change up all of the products that I'm using in my life based on the new season, especially when springtime rolls around. I feel like that's really when the most changes happen. So that is why I really wanted to do a video today, just talking all about all of the products that I started to really incorporate into my life that were inspired by this change of season. I have a lot of fun stuff to show you guys today. I've got some makeup, I have some lifestyle stuff, I have really a little bit of everything. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. I would love if you could let me know in the comments some products that you're starting to incorporate into your life now that the new season is upon us. I would love to get all of your recommendations down below. You guys know I always love hearing what you have to say. And also let me know your thoughts on the products that I'm talking about today. If you have tried them, if you've been wanting to try them, just like say hi. I love hearing from you, okay? Thank you. A portion of today's video is also in partnership with Bon Look, which is actually where I've been buying my glasses for the past like 2 years or so. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna be talking to you guys a little bit about some new frames that I picked up for the springtime. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to start off with is actually what I'm wearing on my eyelids right now. As you can see, I have a little pop of color on my lids. This is very unlike me, but I don't know what is going on with me, you guys, but I have been feeling color lately. I mean, look at my nails. They are so bright. Neon right now is very hot and trendy in case you weren't up with the times. As you guys know, I always try and make my makeup looks a little bit more wearable, which means taking color and making it less intimidating. And I find the best way to wear these bright pops of color is either as like a little eyeliner or just as like a one color wash across the lid. Just simply blend it out with just some mascara, maybe some lashes like what I'm wearing today. And I feel like wearing color in those very subtle ways just makes it so much more approachable. So I wanted to mention these neon products from ColourPop for a couple reasons. First of all, trendy makeup is trendy. So this isn't going to be trendy for a long time. Most likely it's probably just going to be in for like the spring, summertime. After that, you're most likely not going to want to wear neon ever again in your life, which is totally fine because makeup trends, come and go, but that just means that maybe you don't want to spend a ton of money on like a neon eyeshadow palette if you don't want to really commit. And so what's really nice about these ColourPop neon products is that they're really affordable. So the color that I'm actually wearing on my lid right now is this pressed pigment from ColourPop, and this one is in the shade Keep Scrolling. Now I will say this is definitely not the most pigmented neon eyeshadow that I've ever tried. You do have to build this up quite a bit. I would also recommend using this definitely over a primer, and even better on top of a white base for it to really pop. But once you have it built up, it does have this really amazing just like neon effect. So what I did today is I just put this all over my lid and then I just blended it out with my bronzer that I was wearing, and I feel like it just made such a fun look. And I would feel 100% comfortable rocking this exact look for the rest of the day, no problem. I would go to coffee in this neon eyeshadow. Who am I? I don't know. If you're looking for more of like a neon liner, not so much a shadow, these liners from ColourPop are wonderful. They are called the Cream Gel Eyeliners. They're creamy, but they have a little bit of tack to them, so they're not really good to like slip and slide all around your lid, which is really nice. Let's jump off the deep end together and just, dabble in some neons because it's fun and it makes you feel just so springy, which is sort of the point, right? Okay, that's all I gotta say. Let's move on. So next up, let's talk about some glasses. Now I feel like when a new season rolls around, it's also a really fun time to change up your look a little bit. And if you are like me and you've poor eyesight, that could also mean changing up your glasses. So I have actually been wearing different frames from Bon Look for about 2 years now, which is why it's really exciting for me to actually be partnering up with them, because I've been a really big fan of their store for a really long time because they're extremely affordable, especially when it comes to prescription glasses. If you, again, wear glasses, you know how expensive it can be to actually purchase glasses. All the Bon Look frames, no matter what they are $149. And that's the frame and the prescription, which is pretty nuts. Secondly, besides like the fact that they're super affordable, all the glasses that they come out with are all so trendy and cool. They come out with new styles like every month, so they're sort of always like up to date with what's trending. What's also really cool about Bon Look is that you can actually take any frame that they have in the store and either make them prescription. They also have the option of blue light lenses, which are also very like trendy right now. You guys are probably hearing a lot about them. Blue light lenses, if you're not familiar, pretty much just help soften like the harsh light that is emitted from your computer screen or your phones, and you're able to have that option either without a prescription or with a prescription if you do use a prescription in your glasses. And lastly, you're also able to turn any frame that they have into a pair of sunglasses, which is just so cool. So the options really are like pretty endless. So I got myself 3 pairs of glasses, which I will definitely be like switching between depending on how I'm feeling, what I'm wearing that day. I would love if you guys could let me know in the comments which pair are your favorites. Okay, let me show you. So these are the Unreal Tortoise. I feel like these are super cute and classy. They have a little bit of like a cat eye shape, which is just so fun. These ones over here, I actually got in blue light, so I've been wearing them a ton in front of the computer. These are called London Blush. And like I said, these are my blue light glasses, so I have been wearing them in front of the computer, and they've been really like making my eyes feel a lot less stressed, especially since I spend so much time editing on my computer. My next pair is my very trendy pair. I never thought that I would ever be into this style of glasses, but I've been seeing so many different people rock these, and I always think they look amazing. So I decided to get outside of my own comfort zone and get a pair of aviator style glasses. So these are called the Want Rose Gold. They have like a double bridge, so they're that aviator style. And what I really like about them is that they don't really go straight across. They have a little bit of a curve right here, which I just find to be really flattering. So these are definitely very fun, very different. Not everybody's cup of tea for sure, but I think like for the days that I'm feeling a little bit more sassy, or maybe I have like a bit of like a plainer outfit on, this would be a great little like frame to just spice up an outfit. I do have a little coupon code for you guys for Bon Look if you are interested in purchasing any of their glasses. It's Jamie20 for $20 off. It's not an affiliate code or anything like that. It's just simply to give you guys a little bit of a discount. So those are my new glasses for the springtime. Alrighty, let's jump back into some makeup. I want to talk about bronzer. I have completely fallen in love with the new bronzers from Fenty. This shade in particular is probably one of my most favorite bronzer shades I think I've ever found, and that is such a strong statement, I know, but it's true. I always thought like I was very happy with all the bronzers that I've been using lately, but ever since I started using this one, I was like, where has it been all my life? I can't believe I've ever been using anything else. So if you did not know, Fenty just did a huge launch of a ton of different bronzers. There's a lot of different shades, so if you are interested in checking out the bronzers, I would probably like more so check them out in store because there's so many different options. I feel like you really got to see all the undertones and shades in person to get a better idea of what will work for you. So this is the Sunstalker Instant Warmth Bronzer in the shade Into Suns. Besides the actual shade of this, which is obviously the main reason why I like this, but obviously this shade isn't going to work well on everybody. If we are close to the same like skin tone though, this is like the most perfect shade of bronzer. What I really like about it is that it does have some nice yellow undertones. I'm realizing more and more that I prefer bronzers that lean a little bit more yellow than red, or what's another undertone that they have, like terracotta. I just feel like a yellow undertoned bronzer is just so much more natural looking on my skin tone, and it really helps me achieve that like beautiful bronzy glow. So the shade is just perfection. The formula, also perfection. Super smooth, super buttery, like it blends onto the face with no issue. I just feel like it's one of those bronzers that you can never really over apply. Definitely gonna be my springtime bronzer. I cannot get enough of this stuff. Also the packaging, adorable. Jumping to a completely different category because I want to keep you guys on your toes, I want to talk about some rings. You may have noticed that as of late, I've been wearing rings on my fingers, and that is not something that I normally do. I've never really been much of like a ring wearer. I feel like the only jewelry that I really change up the most often are earrings and necklaces. I wear like the same bracelet pretty much every single day for the last like 5 years. So I was on the hunt for really pretty and dainty crystal rings. So I was doing some online research and I came across this website called Moon Magic, and I gotta say, I am so impressed with their rings and the quality of them and the way that they look and the way that they sparkle, because they are just so beautiful. And I really wanted to recommend them in today's video because I don't know, when I look at them, I just feel like they are so beautiful and springy. Because they are crystals, they do have some color to them. So for example, the rose quartz one that I have has like a little bit of like a pinkier tone to it. I have the moonstone, which has a beautiful like opalescent shift. And then my labradorite, I hope I'm saying that right, is obviously like a bluish purple. So I don't know if it's like the colors of the rings match with like the color of my nails, but when I look at them, it just makes me feel so happy and good because it just feels and looks so beautiful and springy. And I just think that, again, changing up your jewelry, changing up things that you're wearing is just such a great way to get yourself ready for the new season. So I just wanted to very quickly mention them if you are looking for some fun rings to add into your life that, you know, are crystally, that are dainty, that are pretty, and that also aren't too expensive. I think they're about like $40 to $50 each, really not that pricey, especially considering how nice the quality feels. So yeah, I'll link the website down below. I did purchase these myself, by the way, just to put that out there. And yeah, that's all I really gotta say about that. So let's move on again. So next, let's talk about perfumes and scents. Now, perfumes and scents are very seasonal for me, as I'm sure it is for most people. In the winter and fall months, I tend to go for more of those like warm, sexier, muskier fragrances, whereas in the spring and summertime, I tend to sort of gravitate more towards like fresh and florally flavors, but not flavors. Scents. So I actually just mentioned this perfume in my last video. This is the fragrance that I purchased in Rome from Le Labo. It's the shade, oh my God, what's wrong with me? It's not a shade, it's the scent Another 13. So my go-to, honestly, like year-round fragrance is the Rose 31. That is my ultimate favorite fragrance, and that is pretty much like my staple. I will wear that all year round. But even though I have like my staple everyday perfume, I still do like to, you know, try out new things. So this is actually, I find to be somewhat similar to Rose 31 in that it's also a very like fresh and somewhat florally scent, which is why I actually think I like it so much. I don't even know how to describe this, so I'm not even gonna try to. I will put the notes right over here. But I really like the fact that it's not a very obvious scent. It's not super floral. It's not super like vanilla or really anything in particular. It's just a nice smell. Oh my God, I'm the worst at describing perfumes. And again, I feel like changing your fragrance when the season changes is a great way to get yourself in like the spring spirit. So next up, I want to talk about foundations. Now for me, foundations are pretty seasonal. I find myself really changing my foundation preferences depending on the season. Again, I feel like that's the same for most people. In the wintertime for me, I tend to gravitate towards foundations that are very lightweight, that are quite natural looking and dewy, and that don't really have a ton of coverage. The reason being is because since my skin gets so dry in the wintertime, and dry and textured and flaky, I find that the foundation that looks the most flattering on my skin are those really lightweight, almost like no foundation. So for example, something like the MAC Face and Body is something that I will really gravitate towards really all year round, but specifically in the wintertime as well. Now that it's not quite as cold outside, it's starting to warm up, my skin isn't as dry and textured. So I've been enjoying I wouldn't really say like super full coverage foundations because that's just never really my vibe, but I've definitely been enjoying foundations that are more like foundations and less like CC creams or tinted moisturizers. But I still do like a nice little natural glow. I still like some dew in my foundation, and I still like my foundation to look natural, but I just basically up the coverage a little bit. So right now I am really loving like so much the Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation Full Cover. So this foundation is actually what I'm wearing on my face right now, is like perfect. A little bit of this product really does go a long way. I could use such a small amount and it gives me a really beautiful, pretty like flawless looking medium coverage, but because I'm using such a small amount of product, it does not look heavy whatsoever. I also love the finish of this. I really find that it just allows my natural skin and natural oils to just naturally come through, and it makes the finish of this foundation just look so natural looking. I said natural way too many times. It just looks like skin. It's not overpowering. It's not too matte. It's not too dewy. It's just that perfect in between type of foundation with the perfect amount of coverage. So I've been adoring this. This color also matches me perfectly right now, which is always a plus. I have the shade Beige 3. So for every day when I do want a little bit more coverage and I don't want to go for just like a tinted moisturizer or a CC cream, this is totally going to be my new go-to for the spring and summertime for sure. Let's talk glow, because I feel like it would be illegal for me to talk about spring makeup without me talking about at least one highlighter. So this is very new in my life, but I've also very quickly fallen in love with it. It's actually the highlighter that I'm wearing on top of my cheekbones right now. I really want you guys to be able to see this in action because it is so beautiful. Can't stop moving my face like this so that you could really see that beautiful reflection going on my cheekbones right now. So this is the YSL Stick Highlighter in the shade number 1 Light Gold. So this is very simply a cream highlighter. What I really love about this highlighter is, first of all, the finish is stunning. I mean, it gives the tops of the cheekbones the most amazing reflective glow, and it just gives that like almost mirror-like finish to the skin. What I also really like about this is actually the finish and the formula of this product. This is a cream highlighter that's not overly sticky or overly emollient. So for example, the Nude 6 Hey Honey highlighter, I love that. I still use it all the time. It's one of my favorites, but it's definitely way more of an emollient, wet consistency. So it sort of stays a little bit tacky on the skin. What's really nice about this cream is that it actually dries down to a bit of like a powdery finish. So because of that, I find that it actually lasts on the face a lot longer. So it has that beautiful like reflective wet quality that a lot of cream highlighters have, but with the longevity of like a powder. So it's sort of like the best of both worlds. So I have been loving this. I've been wearing it a ton since I got it. Like I said, it's very new in my life, but I could tell pretty much immediately that this is going to be a favorite of mine in the spring and summertime, and just until I find something else that I like more. So let's talk glitter. Now, I have been loving all things glitter lately. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should be, I cannot stop wearing glitter all over my body. When I was in Italy, I bought so many glittery things. I don't know what is coming over me. I feel like I'm going through like a glittery quarter life crisis or something. I got these like amazing glittery pants, which are so sparkly and great. I also have this sparkly belt, which I've spoken about before in my last video, that I'm completely obsessed with. And just like glitter everything right now is all I want in my life. Not only have I obviously been enjoying wearing glittery things, but I've also been enjoying glittery makeup. So I started playing with this NYX Foil Play pigment palette in the shade Magnetic Pole. And I wouldn't say that this is like an extremely glittery palette per se, but all the shades in here have very, very, very fine glitter. So when you put them on your eye, it just creates the most amazing, almost like wet look finish to the lid. My favorite shade in here is obviously this one right over here. I've been wearing this just like all over my lid and then popping like bronzer in my crease as a really simple eye look. And it just gives the most amazing soft and feminine like sparkly effect to the lid. And because this isn't like per se like a glittery eyeshadow, it's also not overbearing or too much. It's still a very, very wearable type of finish, but it's so effective and gorgeous. So if you're looking to play with some glittery shades this springtime, this would be a great one to try out. Lips. Let's talk lips. This is actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now, although I feel like it probably has completely rubbed off, so I'm gonna reapply. Oh god, that looks crazy on its own. Oh my god, I just feel like this is the most perfect lip color ever. I'm just so obsessed with it. As you guys know, I'm not gonna like go on a whole other rant about it. I love lip glosses. Currently, that is my favorite lip finish. So I've been really playing around with so many different glosses, and recently I've also been mixing glosses, which is not something I ever used to do. And I discovered the most perfect little nude springy lip combo. I probably have a lip color in my collection that is this exact shade, but that's fine. I feel like mixing these is also a great option. The first one is this MAC lip gloss in the shade Showing Skin. This is actually part of their new Strip Down collection, I believe. It's a very, 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 very light nude gloss. I actually do really love this on its own. I like both of these on its own, but it is very light. So because it is so light, there was one day I put it on, I was like, this is looking a little bit concealer lips for me. So I actually just grabbed the lip gloss that was sitting right next to it, which was this one from Bite called Dirty Chai. And it's this really pretty sort of like rosy nude. And I layered it on top and I was like, did I just create the most perfect lip gloss ever? Yes. And because this has this really pretty, like sort of rusty, rosy undertone to it, mixed with this very, very light nude gloss, it just creates the most perfect light rosy nude. And the two formulas together as well just looks so beautiful on the lips. I feel like it makes my lips look so juicy and glossy. That's really all I gotta say about it. It's been my current favorite little gloss combo. Wow. So the very last thing that I want to talk about are white sneakers. Now, I've never really been a huge sneaker person, but now I really can't get enough of them. White running shoes, although very difficult to keep clean, I feel like are just such a staple in any wardrobe. They're so easy to wear. They go with literally everything. White sneakers are also really great when you want to dress down like a dress or a skirt. You want to make it a little bit more casual, throw in a white sneaker. They're just wonderful. So these two have been my favorite for spring thus far. The first pair, which are probably my favorites, are these Adidas Stan Smith. I don't know if there's another name that goes with these, but what I really like about these is the little red details on the shoe. Now, red is probably one of my favorite colors. I love wearing red specifically. It's like my power color when I want to feel like confident. So I really love that these were all white but had a nice little like red detail to them. Super simple, little pop of color, love them. The next pair is definitely questionable. Some people may love these, some people may hate these. These are the Fila, I don't know what these are called. What are you called? I don't know. I'll put a link to them down below, but they're pretty much the Fila dad shoes. And I gotta say, I was a huge hater of these shoes when people first started to wear them. I thought that they looked completely ridiculous, but here I am holding up a pair of these in a video recommending them. So obviously I now like them. I just think that these shoes are really fun. They definitely add a little bit of like a cool flair to an outfit. They're a little bit more fashiony than like a typical white sneakers. If you wanna, you know, dabble in a little bit of like a fun little dad shoe, these are great. White shoes for the win. And that, my friends, finishes off today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it entertaining and helpful. Hopefully it inspired you to springify your life a little bit. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts on the products that I spoke about today, as well as some products that you're also loving for spring. And once again, thank you so much to Balm Look for sponsoring a portion of today's video. So that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.